Hello there fellas, Udalder here and welcome to part 2 of the Refined Relocation mod spotlight. So, the last part turned out to be quite long, so I decided to make the video into 2 parts as you saw in the last video. So, let's get started and take a look at the rest of the mod Refined Relocation by Dynious. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, so let's get into the buffers, shall we? So, the basic concept of the buffers is basically we have all these mods installed. We have a lot of mods. We have extra utilities for item transport. We have Buildcraft for item transport. We have Project Red for item transport. We have Thermal Expansion for item transport. We have Ender.io for item transport. We have all these different mods for transport of liquid and item and power. But that gives us problems. If we have a system for doing something with these item conduits, maybe we sort our ores, or I don't know. Then we want to put this into an item conduit, item duct. It doesn't connect. They're not compatible. We'd have to go through a chest, well, or inventories in general, and you know there would be delays. We'd have hassles, inventories fill up, and you'll have a whole bunch of problems. Now, of course, this item duct doesn't connect to this chest, well, to these golden transport pipes either, nor to these. Actually, yeah, okay, that is an inventory. But it doesn't connect to the transfer pipes here. So, you know, we get a lot of problems, and basically the buffer tries to fix that for us. And it is very, very cool, and I love the buffer. It really makes making complicated systems easier. And the buffer is made with some iron, some glass, and an ender pearl, and you'll get 4, so they're not that expensive. But what we have here is we have a fluid conduit from Ender.io connected to the buffer, and on this side we have, well, basically this will import it into this buffer. Here we have a golden fluid pipe, like so. Here we have an item duct pushing cobblestone into the buffer, and here we have an item duct from Thermal Expansion trying to extract from the buffer. And down here we have a creative energy cell from Thermal Expansion with the energy conduit, and here we have an energy conduit from Ender.io. Let's go ahead and turn this all on. You'll see the power now transmits into the capacitor bank like so. So this isn't a thing from a Thermal Expansion, while this is a thing from Ender.io. Here you'll see that the fluid transmission works just like that. It's same for the items. They just go through into the item duct and into the chest. There are no hassles whatsoever. No delays, no, well, it's a buffer, but it doesn't actually have an internal buffer like that. It just goes through directly. It pretty much just sends it into here. No problems whatsoever. It's a brilliant block. Alright, so I did break this right here. I'm gonna try to fix it. I just wanted to real quick show off the pipes and the extra utilities one. So basically, if we go ahead and send some stuff into here, they will just get put into the transport pipes. No problems whatsoever. Everything just works flawlessly. Fantastic. Alright, so we also have an advanced buffer, just like we have an advanced block extender. And made with the same items, some blocks of redstone, right? And this one has some more options. You'll notice this also has these colors, and it does have a GUI. You have a few different options, and basically what this one allows you to do is it allows you to set priorities. Right, so here I have some stone. I want to pipe the stone into here. But I have 2 chests connected. I want stone to go into both of these inventories, but I don't want it to go here first. I want it to go here first. How do we do that? Well, we can set priorities inside this block. This side is orange, this is green. And this one says that a lower number is a higher priority. So orange is at the moment set to 3, while green is set to green. What? No, green is set to 6. I really can't speak today, I'm sorry. Orange is 3, green is 6. If I turn this on now, all the stone will go into here. Alright, and then if this chest ever somehow fills up with stone, or with whatever, now, you know, it can't go there, now it's going to start going here. So it's very smart about that. Now, you know, this goes back. When it goes into here, I'm not actually sure where it goes. It probably just, yeah, it stays here, the stuff things. It doesn't actually go through. But I should be able to just get the items out like that, yeah. So that's one thing, and I could click it to make it a higher priority, and you can see we can't have two of the same number. So if I click this and make it 2, then the 2 will become a 3. If I click it to make it 1, then the 1 will become a 2. So it simply works like that. Now this side has a higher priority, and the stone will go here instead of there. Very cool. Now, what if I wanted to go into all these inventories? I don't just want it to go here. I want it to go into all these inventories connected. That's why I have multiple ones. I could go ahead and click this and set it to round robin, and now it will ignore the priorities completely, and for every stack that comes in, it's going to split the stack and set half there and half there. Right? Well, at least it should do that. But it's not doing that for some reason. Alright, yeah, because this is not actually connected. There you go. So, you'll notice now that for every 4... Well, how many are there? Yeah, for every 8 stone that come in, only 4 go here. And 4 will go here. So that's another thing you have. Very cool. Now, the last buffer we have is the filtered buffer, made with some gold. And what this one allows you to do is it pretty much just allows you to set what items can go through the buffer. It's not that weird. So right now we have it set to allow building blocks and ores. Let's enable this. Well, actually it's already on, but you'll see that the ores go through as well as the stone. Well, the stone already went actually. But if we set this to only building blocks now, then the ore will stay here. The item that won't try to pull... Wait. Hey, I don't think that's supposed to happen. I'm pretty sure that's not supposed to happen. Let's go. Let's set it to only ores then, and see if the stone goes through. If that's pretty bugged. Okay, there you go. Just had to reset the filter. Okay, so you'll see that now only ores will go through, no stone. Alright, so pretty simple. Alright, yeah. Alright, so that was the buffer. A very simple block, but a very powerful one. Very, very awesome to use for cross-mod transport, like I just said. Now, there are a few more things I want to go through. First off, we have the power limiter, which is made like this. And the power limiter allows to limit the amount of power that will go into a block that can accept power, like a capacitor bank. So go ahead and place the block down that you want to limit the power to, and shift right click on the block with the power limiter, and now it's going to connect. And you can see that because now this side is red, and that means this is the side that will be that we will be limiting power to. If you open up the inventory, you can set the amount of power you want to pass through. So you'll see that will allow only 20 RF to go through at the moment, and if we turn it on, well, give it some power, you'll see that it fills up very, very slowly. If I set it to 200, Now it's going to be quite a bit faster, as you can see. And we can also disable this by shift right clicking, and now it won't work at all. Enable it again by shift right clicking. And it also works with the redstone signals, I'm pretty sure. If we enable the signal, it's going to turn off, and when the signal goes off, it's going to turn on again. We can also set this to redstone pulse toggles power, so now pulse will toggles power. There you go. So one pulse will turn it on, another will off, and one pulse will turn it on again. Sorry for my English. Right. So very cool. Now, what if we have a block like the logistics power junction that can accept multiple types of power? Well, you can actually see here that now it's set to EU. We can click it and change it. So this can accept EU, RF, and MJs. Alright? We can't set it to MJs because you can't really limit the amount of MJs that go through. The MJ system is built a little differently, so if we want to supply MJs, we would simply have to take an engine, turn it on, and give it some biomass and some lava, and turn it on, and it would transmit the power. It won't limit the power, but then again, it will still transmit the power, because that's what you want. Right, so we could go ahead and set it to RF, and it's going to fill this up with RF. Let's set it to 50 RF, and it's going to fill up a lot faster. Alright, very cool. We could go ahead and set it to EU instead. Actually, there you go. And it will be able to fill up with EU as well. And we could limit it to, let's say, 5 EU, which is a lot less, and now it's slower. So you get the basic point of what the power limiter is capable of. Alright, so that's about it from the mod. There's one more item, and I'm going to talk about that right now. And it's pretty cool. It doesn't really fit with the inventory mod cross thing, but it is a very, very cool thing. I like it. And it is the Player Relocator. To get this thing, you're going to need a whole bunch of different things, and basically what it'll do is it'll teleport you to a specific place. So to do this, you're going to need 2 items: the relocation controller, made like this, and the player relocator, made like this. Alright? To start, you're going to need to make sure that you have a free 3x3x4 area. So now we do. Place the relocation controller in the bottom of the bottom layer, middle of the bottom layer, and now blocks are going to start to blink here. And what you have to do is pretty much fill them in. Nothing is harder. Well, nothing is easier than that, right? So we fill this in. Nothing too complicated. We do this, and you'll see that the middle block has 2 options: a gold block and a diamond block. Let's start with the gold block. Once it's done, you know, it's done. And what you'll have to do now is you'll have to right click with the player relocator on the relocation controller. Actually, I'm not sure what you're supposed to do. Yeah. Well, you do that, and then yeah, okay, it just didn't show it. But you pretty much right click with the tier to link it, and you can see here the coordinates. Link to relocation controller at whatever. And wherever I am in this dimension right now, I can just hold right click, I'll see a cool animation, and I'll be teleported over here. Very, very awesome. Now, if you're in survival, you can only do this once every 15 minutes. So now you can see that it doesn't work anymore, and you'll see the cooldown right there, 600 seconds. And once that's done, you can do it again. Now, the problem with this is I can't do it when I'm in the nether, and probably if I'm in the nether, I would want to be able to get out. and you know, that simply wouldn't work. What do we do about that? That's why we want to switch the gold block to a diamond block. Okay, pretty cool. So let's link it once again, and you know, still it'll work if I'm here. But now, if I go into the nether, it'll also work if I'm here. Very, very cool. A pretty powerful thing, but it is a cool way of getting home. Alright, so that is it for this mod. You know, 2 parts, and I think I've covered most of the stuff in the mod. I might have missed something small, but yeah, it's a pretty cool mod. It really allows for some awesome convenient setups, like the sorting systems that I talked about in part 1. Pretty amazing. It's very simple, but it's still pretty powerful. Same for the block extenders. Very, very, very cool. And I will be making more advanced videos on the block extenders, and well, more in-depth videos, I should say, not complicated. Because in this mod spotlight, I've only touched the very, very basics of what you can do, but there are some very advanced setups that you can build, and I'll post block tutorials on those blocks. But yeah, so that's about it for the mod spotlight. I really hope you enjoyed this spotlight, and I hope you enjoy the mod. There is a link in the description, and this is Udaldor. Thank you for watching, and subscribe, leave a comment, like it, share it, whatever. So yeah, this is Udaldor. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.